Hi guys, I'm Shy. We haven't spoken like this in a very long time, I feel like. Last time I made a vlog was a few months ago, almost at the beginning of the year, when I used to have time. Right now, I don't really have the luxury of making perfect edits like I had before, where I was able to type whatever I wanted to say. That usually saves me from taking long pauses or just wasting time saying the same thing over and over again. But unfortunately, and I say unfortunately a lot, I just couldn't find that time again. Lately, I've been starting to become self aware of my current stage in life. I got so much going on in my life, and I realized that I don't enjoy things the way I used to. Just before I started recording, I watched a horror show series thing on Netflix called Hauntings of Hill House, I think. And I was seeking a little bit of a thrill in that show, but what I was expecting wasn't what I got. And there is a fly in the room. I don't know how it got here, but only one of us is leaving. You wait your turn. There's so many games that I haven't caught up on. I bought most of them, thinking that I'll be able to play later on. But the more ambitious I got, the more I bought, and there's still not enough time for me to play any of them. I'm not sure if this is what it means to be an adult, but I don't remember becoming one. But I guess I already am. This entire month has been a huge wake up call for me. Made me realize many things. So many things that I took for granted. But this is what life is all about, isn't it? Making mistakes and learning from it. It makes us wiser, for better or worse. So the reason for why I haven't been able to make this kind of a video where I talk to you, and only to you, was because I didn't have time. I've written so much. There's so much that I've written down. So many of these scripts unread. Because I wasn't able to find the time to turn it into a video. And it's long overdue. It's pretty much expired content. I can't use them anymore because I don't remember how I felt. And I can't just read a script and get it over with. I need to feel the way I felt and then read it out so that the emotion come across. But I can't do that anymore because I took too long. But some things I can still talk about in this video. I salvaged and I put it aside so that I can talk over it today. I really didn't mean for this video to be a serious one, but well, it's not actually that serious. I'm just gonna go over things that I wanted to talk about before, which is still relevant to who we are now and what we're doing now. Few things that needs explaining I'll be able to explain in this video as well. A while back, I did an interview with NJ for Eavesdrop. I've roughly edited that down, showed NJ before I released it to the public, but I wasn't able to finish that final edit. And I need to get that done. No, in my head, I wanted to get that done before I released any video, but here I am, creating another video before I release NJ's interview. I still want to get that done, and that's next on my list of things to upload on YouTube. And also, I've done an interview with another person as well, which I need to edit and send out for feedback. For those who I haven't told yet, my mother's been sick ever since the beginning of the month. Or was it before this month? And this has been weighing very heavily on our family. We've been taking turns taking care of my mother. At first, it was very devastating because, well, the reason for her admission to the hospital was because she had another bleeding in the brain, which she had in the past before. It's called brain aneurysm, where, the vein kind of just pops. And this time, it was just a leakage. It's not exactly a pop. So, yeah, if you give it time and care, it'll eventually heal itself. But it acts the same way as it did with the first brain aneurysm. And that could cause organ failures such as heart. She actually had a stroke when she was showing symptoms of an aneurysm while she was at the casino that morning before she was hospitalized. Luckily, my aunt was there to save her, and they went straight to the hospital by Uber. They didn't even wait for the ambulance because it was in the city and it's gonna take too long. But by the time I got there, she was half unconscious. She wasn't able to make up words. She wasn't able to communicate, and she couldn't see. She lost her sight. And I just didn't know how to react to that situation. I remember feeling so devastated a couple of weeks back when she couldn't even remember my name. She couldn't remember her sister's names. She couldn't remember her dog's name, and she loves her dogs. She couldn't move her arms, legs. She couldn't see anything. And I keep imagining what that's like. Not being able to move at all. You're in constant pain. And all you could do is listen. And nothing is making sense in your head. Because you don't understand the words that you're hearing. Even the thought of that is so crippling. I can't imagine the actual person who is experiencing that, which is my mother. So this has been affecting my psyche. But I did my best not to show that on stream. And as I said, this happened around the beginning of this month. She's been recovering. She's now able to walk. She's been able to talk properly. She's able to recall people's names, her belongings. But now she seems a bit more absent-minded. Every time these things happen, something goes missing. A part of her just leaves, and she just lives with what's left of her. No matter how many times you mentally prepare yourself for these kind of situations to happen, you're never really prepared. I realize that when I face my fears, I don't really know how to react, no matter how emotionless I am in real life. No matter how broken I am, these things happen just to tell me that I am still a human being. I can still feel something, and that's all there is to say. So we started off great. I've been meaning to be more transparent with you guys. I wasn't sure if you guys will like this side of me. But the beauty of this being a video is that you don't have to watch it. You can always click away. So please be informed that almost any of my personal vlogs such as this usually contain some not so happy materials. So if you don't want that to ruin your day, you can always watch it another time, or you can't, or you don't have to watch it at all. That's completely up to you. But I want to be more transparent from now on. Talk about my personal life as well, so that I can give you guys more of an insight on what I'm thinking about when I do these things online. I'm all smiles and jokes when I'm streaming. When I'm talking to people through voice chat, I stay composed. I try not to break character. But Shishimaru is not entirely what I am. And that is why these personal vlogs exists. Be reminded once more that if you don't like it, please click away. Okay? There was this other worries that I had. Something that's been weighing me down. So I've been sorting out these feud within that's been happening within my family. My aunt was trying to take the car that I bought away from me. That's not exactly accurate. I paid half of the car, so my name was on it. And my stepfather, ex-stepfather, used to be the driver. So he had his name on it. But the other half of the payment, my mother did pay it off, so that I was out of debt. And because she also divorced my current ex-stepfather, he no longer has anything to do with the car. So he gave it to the only person that could drive in our family, which is my aunt. But now she's pushing me this paperwork to change the registration name over to her and my mother, and I just didn't understand where that logic was coming from. The two main things that were driving me to suicide a few years back was the debt that I had for this car, and also for my mother as well, for her private loans. To be fair, my aunt didn't know what I was going through. I guess she thought it was okay for my mother to take over instead of me, because she paid for the car. She paid half of the car, and that's all she knows. But that's not true. I paid more than she did. I know that. So I'm trying to sort that out. I'm defending the position that I have over that registration. That car has a sentimental value to me, and I will eventually be driving. I'm working on that right now, so I'm not gonna back down. But it's stressful nonetheless. And speaking of my ex-stepfather, he's been visiting my mother while she's in the hospital to get her to pay these phone bills that I didn't know anything about, because apparently they have conjoined accounts for Vodafone. I don't really know the full story yet, but I'm sorting that out as well. And another issue that I had recently this week was currently there's no way for me to leave the country. I've been trying to apply for a passport, but I've been denied because I wasn't able to prove that I was born in Japan. I'll be able to prove that if I had my old passport, which is the Japanese passport, or I get my birth certificate. But I did lose I think I lost my passport a while back because it's been expired for over 10 years now, and I just don't remember where I put it. And I've been living in 3 different locations. So yeah, that's gonna take a while to look. So I thought getting the birth certificate would be easier, but it's not. I've been to the consulate of Japan just recently, and what they told me was that I need to prove with the identifications that I currently should have in order to get the birth certificate, and I need my ID, which is easy enough, and my mother's passport, which is also easy enough, but the most difficult one was the family registry, and I can't get that if I can't contact my family members in Japan. But we've lost contact ever since we moved to Australia, so how the fuck am I supposed to do that? I don't know. It's a strange feeling. I've always thought that I could always go back to where I came from whenever I felt homesick. I do miss Japan, but I find comfort living in Australia as well, so I'm okay either way. But now that I realize that I can't go back there anymore, it adds a whole different layer of, am I gonna be here forever? I mean, there must be a way to get around that. So that's what I'm currently working on. Trying to get the passport somehow without having to looking for these documents, trying to see if there is another way. Yeah, I'll sort it out. It's my problem. You guys don't have to worry about that. And now I'll be moving on to the topics that I wanted to cover through a video in the past, in which I wasn't able to, which was why I record conversations. This happened maybe 3 months ago, I think, when a friend of mine called me up, an online friend. Some of you know who this might be, but he just wanted to talk to me. And if I make the long story short, at the time he was just looking for a person to talk to, and during the conversations he eventually mentioned that it's nice to not have to turn this conversation into a content, because I always record the conversations. And the way I explained it was, recording the conversation was necessary for me because I won't be able to recall, due to my bad memory, I won't be able to recall what we spoke about in the conversation sometimes, almost half the time. And listening to the conversation again helps me remember, because repetition is the only thing that helps me make my memories permanent. So every time I record a conversation, I listen to it again. So it's kind of like my homework every time I have a talk with people. Those were the exact words that I said, and that friend of mine said, That's so sad. I'm like a homework to you. And that's not what I meant, though. I see where he's coming from. But this is how I learned to get around a problem that I had. And because I enjoy my time here, online, talking to you all so much, I can't afford to forget. It's one of few things that helps me get through all my problems. And it's helping me big time. Jelmama's been a big help. Laughing with you guys helps me stay positive like I've never been before. And that is why I have been very ambitious about this streaming thing, about these live streams. I enjoy what I do, and I mean that with full honesty. I want to drag more people into our little circle that we have, make more friends, and help you guys make more friends as well. I want to share that victory because I know how it feels like to not belong anywhere. But I've been struggling lately. If you all haven't noticed already, my connection problem has been becoming very severe as of late. I don't know if it's because of the signal issue that I had with the mobile phone. I thought I was able to go around the whole low resolution problem with the mobile data that I had, which I've been using for the past how long now. And it's been very helpful until recently. I don't know if it's because of the storm or what, but we've been disconnecting. And my network is now not able to handle the workload that it used to be able to handle. And I need to find another method. Maybe I'll go back to using my landline. But that connection's also unstable as well. So I honestly don't know what to do. We could move to a different location where we'll be able to access national broadband network. But that's going to be a very expensive investment as well. And to be honest, I don't know if we could do that. It's truly a shame, and it frustrates the hell out of me, to be honest. It brings down the mood, and if I could help it, I want to stop that from happening. Because I know that some of you count on these streams to be fun and entertaining and inclusive, but we can't do that if I continuously disconnect with every word that I say. And the more I am frustrated, the more it affects my performance during the stream. I expect myself to be the clown that I always am on stream, but there is a certain threshold. I do have my limits, and by nature, I'm more of an angry person than I am a happy person. So when these things happen, it makes it very hard for me to play a role as a host of this little gathering that we do every weekend. And because there's been other things that's been happening while this is occurring, I'm really about to overflow. I always aim to do my best. I spend most of my time at work listening to streams, thinking about what I should do next that might be fun for you guys. But that's also been difficult recently because now I need to worry about other things as well. And I need to spend time doing so. Worrying about so many things. I've been having a problem coming up with a fun idea for a video. I've never been good at that. Sometimes I do hammer that nail down, but most of the time it's been some sentimental, depressing, usual content. And editing those down, editing other videos down such as After Party, Eavesdrop, it's all time consuming. There's so much that I want to talk about so many things that I couldn't cover, which I'm not able to talk about it anymore. There's just not enough time for it. I don't have the time. And this stresses me out. And it's affecting the way I stream. I've been talking to the management about, by management I mean the management of my streams, my live streams, about whether or not if I should give this weekend's party a break, or maybe I could do something different to switch up the pace a little bit, keep it exciting for the rest of you guys. And I thought that once I finish talking about these things, I'll know how I feel about it and what to do. I still don't know. I don't want to take a break. It's not hard hosting the stream and give you guys a place to talk, but I'm just finding it hard right now to be a Shishimaru that everybody's used to. I'm just too tired, exhausted, but I still don't want to give up. I know that it seems like I'm treating this as some sort of a responsibility instead of when I'm supposed to be having fun doing this, and I am having fun, but there is an expectation that I have, and if I don't achieve that goal that I have for every stream, I can't grow. That's what I've been working hard for. I want this community to grow. I want more people to join in, people who feels that they're out of place. I want to give them a reason to laugh. And the whole idea of this sounds very cliche, but it's coming from a very innocent place. I truly mean that. And I'm proud of what we have right now, but I can also see a potential for this community to go in a direction where it could bring in so much more joy to all if we discover more people. And I don't want to stop working at it. That's just how I am. I do actually feel better talking about this. I don't expect you guys to respond, but if you decide to do so, you don't have to worry about me. I'll sort my problem out. I'm not trying to burden you guys with my own problems that I have with my personal life. It's not going to hinder what we do. I promise you that. I love what we do. There's no lie in that. And that's all I wanted to get off my chest today. I'm already out of time. Thank you so much for listening. If you have any questions, discussions, or suggestions, you know where to go. Type it down below. And since views are not too reliable on how many people have been actually watching this, if you did get this far, please leave a like. Not to support what I do, but just to let me know that you watched it. I'm just after some honest likes. Or leave a dislike. Actually, it doesn't really matter. Just let me know if you paid attention to this. And I would like to apologize for my occasional vent that I do in these personal vlogs. But then again, what else were you expecting? If this is your first time watching my video, I don't know why you sat through that. But if you would like to join our Discord server, the link is in the description if you would like to come talk to us. Come talk to all of us. Every single one of us can be cool. Can be cool. Not necessarily cool or friendly, but we're fun. Don't be shy. Come say hi. I'll see you in the next one.終わり。